Right there you can see where that tree has fallen on that house. Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is Leroy Colbert. Sit down. Is Leroy Colbert and how he obtained his 20-inch arms being a natural person, and whether or not it is possible for the next man to be able to do the same thing. Now, Leroy Colbert was a bodybuilder. I mean, he never made it to the heights of Arnold and people like that, but as far as status is concerned, he did, because of being the first guy who was credited for building over 20-inch arms. And how did he do that? How did he accomplish 20-inch arms and still had a 32-inch waistline? And it comes from basically two things, I think. And the first thing is being time. He had the time to do it. And the second thing is consistent workouts. These are the things that this guy had that allowed him to be able to concentrate on his arms and build his arms up. And the reason for that is that he had so much concentration on his arms at that particular time. Now, think about it. Leroy Colbert advocated full body workouts every other day. That's the way the guy worked out. That's what he believed in, full body workouts. And at some point in his life, during his bodybuilding career, he ended up having a motorcycle accident which almost severed his foot. So that right there eliminated the fact that he didn't have to work legs. So he ended up having to concentrate solely and totally on his upper body. And the largest muscle of the upper body is the back, which until he also worked a lot of times with his arms when you're doing bent over rows and stuff like that. But the exercises that Leroy Colbert liked a lot were the seated concentration curls. He liked those, and parallel bar dips. Those were the exercises that he liked it. And those exercises right there allowed him to build those 20-inch arms. Now, simply because he eliminated the legs taking up energy from the workouts. The legs, like I said, it's a muscle that most people overlook and don't even think about doing. They don't even think about the legs that much. They mostly concentrate on upper body. That's most men, because those are the show me muscles. And this is what Leroy Colbert was forced to concentrate on, those show me muscles. And the only muscle that he had competing against his arms at that particular time after his accident was his back. And simply because of the extra nutrients and extra blood that could be pumped into the arms with that consistent dedication of not missing workouts and working out on a regular basis, that's what allowed him to cross over that threshold, because his main objective was the upper body, and the main competition for the arms was just the back and not also the lower body. So you got a lot more blood flow, a lot better pumps that he was getting when it came down to lifting the weights. And then you have to also consider, simply because the guy was not able to walk because of that foot, you have to also consider the fact that he was able to gain weight. He was able to gain extra weight when it came down to eating, because if he kept his same appetite that he had, and he's missing the whole lower body, which he normally works, then you have to really think about the fact that he's not burning as many calories, so he's naturally going to get larger. He's going to gain more weight from that. So, and I can't leave out genetics, but in order to help those genetics that he did have, he had those other circumstances that allowed him to accomplish what he did with the arms. Now, again, I know Leroy Colbert is credited for being the first notable guy to have quote-unquote 20-inch arms, but, and it's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure that there is some guy that's been locked up in prison or whatever, because like I said, they have the same thing that he had. They had time and consistency. They had time to be able to work out on a regular basis like he did. And most prisoners, when they are working out, they concentrate mainly still on their upper bodies. So I'm pretty sure that Leroy Colbert was not the only guy to be natural and have 20-inch arms. And the feats that guys in prison accomplish is basically because of time and consistency. Those two things. If you got those two things going for yourself, you can pretty much build your body up the way you want to. If you got time and you have consistency, that's what it takes to build your body up to the way you want. Now, if you got other avenues and other things in life that's like the dog here, you know, my kids up there, they out of school. If you have things like that going on in your life on a regular basis, then a lot of time and efforts you probably won't have in the gym. But I'm pretty sure there's somebody else who can put more of their efforts toward the gym and accomplish some of the things that they want to accomplish. Now, that doesn't mean that they have a better genetics than you. Nobody really knows what their genetics are until they actually strive to push their genetics as far as they can go. You know, I mean, you look at guys like Sergio Oliva. Sergio Oliva didn't have high-peaked biceps, but he still managed to build some tremendously large arms. So your genetics do play a role in the way you look, but not necessarily the size that you can accomplish. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.